Let's start in Somalia now, where reports have been coming out suggesting the country's forces have killed 87 Al-Shabaab militants in an attack on a military base in the Sanguni area, some 50 kilometers north of Kismayo. Let's get you the latest on this from CGTN correspondent Abdulaziz Billow. Abdulaziz, to begin with, can you just start by confirming if indeed there has been an attack on the Somali forces and what the number of casualties is at this stage?
Well, Lindy, it took the Somali government several hours indeed to confirm that the attack did take place. But by today evening, the Somali government did confirm that Al-Shabaab tried to overrun that base 50 kilometers north of Kismayo in a remote village, a rich agricultural remote village known as Sanguni, that is on the outskirts of the port city of Kismayo along the border that it shares with neighboring Kenya. Now, the base currently is still under the control of the Somali government, and until the better part of the day, what we only had was the Al-Shabaab story of that. They were saying that they killed 27 government soldiers in that attack, but the Somali government is now putting that figure at 87, Lindy, and it's saying that it's a blessing in disguise because after they were attacked, they were able to carry out a much bigger offensive on a much larger scale, and they were able to not only neutralize that huge number of Al-Shabaab, but also to seize control of more grounds that were under the control of the group.
And indeed, it's an important victory for Somali forces, but have they commented on the fact that this is once again a strategic target? This is Al-Shabaab really targeting an army base?
Well, Lindy, the Deputy Minister of Information here speaking to the Somali National News Agency said that the attack that happened 5 a.m. in the morning was the typical Al-Shabaab attack. They tried to infiltrate the base using two vehicles laden with hundreds of kilograms of explosive devices. But he's saying that the forces were on high alert. They destroyed those two vehicles before they breached the perimeter and entered that army base. And what the government is saying is that scores of fighters tried to come in after those two vehicles were destroyed. They were expecting that the vehicles came in, breached the perimeter, and caused massive casualty for them to come and continue killing the soldiers. But the government is saying that all the 87 militants were neutralized by the government forces there, and Al-Shabaab is saying that 27 were killed. So for the government of Somalia, this is a big fight, and it was a blessing in disguise because it helped them not only secure the base, but also push back the Al-Shabaab to some more remote areas where they used to launch those attacks from. So Sanguni, if we remember very well, in the month of May, it's where a U.S. soldier was killed. So the Al-Shabaab is very strong in that area of the country because of the fact that Jubaland and the Somali National Army, they're only in control of lower Juba region. The middle Juba region and towards parts of Gedo is in control of Al-Shabaab. That's why Al-Shabaab is very, very powerful in that area. So for the Somali government, it was a big fight there and a big setback for Al-Shabaab.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Abdulaziz Billow, joining us there live from Mogadishu. And he has, of course, there confirmed that the government was able to repel an attack. 87 militants were killed in that attack.